Hey, beautiful people, welcome back. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music Reaction Channel, where we're talking music, psychology, finding encouragement, pulling apart lyrics, and just enjoying amazing, amazing songs from all around the globe. I'm really happy that you're here, you guys. It's been a couple of days I haven't put anything out. I've been really busy, but I'm so excited to be back in the studio. I've been anxious to get back in here. I got a lot of stuff I want to do today and share with you over the course of the week. Just wanted to say thank you so much to you guys. My latest video I enjoyed, but I had some feedback. I shared, some of my feelings about it because, I just had certain feelings about it. And like I say before, this is real talk, real reactions. So this is not the place for bias confirmation. I'm not always going to be like, oh my gosh. And I want to keep it that way. But of course, there's always the risk that people are not going to be happy about it. And most of you have been amazing. So I just wanted to say, especially to the home fries out there, thank you for being awesome, for being so respectful in your comments, even if you agreed or disagreed. Thank you for being kind and just emotionally intelligent. It's nice to see that, especially on this platform of social media. And to the person who basically said I should stop doing reaction videos. You can't stop it! Nope, not today. I usually, either I'm learning not to respond at all to those messages, or sometimes the delete button is empowering. Not that I do that often, because I want it to be a safe place for everybody. And constructive criticism is welcome. As you see, I often respond and interact. But when it's either hate speech or certain crap, then once in a while, it's really empowering to delete. But thankfully, this channel is not one of those places where that has to be done much, though sometimes I'm still baffled at mindsets of people. And I think I'm sharing this with you today as before we dive into another NF track today. We're checking out specifically Just Like You, enjoying the journey, enjoying his music, and I'll be sharing just another NF very, very soon because I want to really explore the storyline behind the songs, so stay tuned. But I'm sharing that with you, my little moment there, because I want you to find encouragement. We live in a cancel culture, if I feel like, and I don't agree with just canceling and deleting everything that we disagree with. Sometimes we don't spend long enough to go, why is this bothering me? What is it inside of me? So there is validity to not just delete everything, right? That's one extreme. Canceling everything that offends us, makes us feel a certain way. That's just silly. The other extreme, however, is not being careful with what we allow in our minds and in our lives. So just be encouraged that if there's something that really needs to go, delete. And don't let people stop you. I'm mind blown by people that even when you express your opinion respectfully, feel so attacked, get so defensive, and say silly things like as if you could do it better, don't ever do reaction videos again. And then two puny little people who are hiding behind some random usernames most likely agree with that or like it. I mean, it's just silly, where it's almost like, okay, do I listen to the three people that feel this way, who most likely wouldn't even come out with their real name and say this to your face? Or do we listen to the thousands of people that are watching these videos enjoying it? And I want you to view life and just go about your day to day the same way. Who are you going to listen to? Are you going to listen to the voice of truth? Or are you going to go, oh, one person didn't like me, they told me to stop, so I'm going to give up? What would you guys do? Some of you wouldn't care, of course, but what would you guys do if I would just never put out another reaction video? It's like, where did you go? That channel was growing. I may or may not have enjoyed it. What happened? Imagine, based off of the comment of one person, I just shut everything down. Nope, not today. So let's just take that, let it be an inspiration to you too. Whatever you're dreaming of, trying to get done, don't wait. Don't let people or the naysayers and the haters or people that are so absorbed with whatever's going on inside of them stop you. So on that note, we're diving into something else that's meaningful and real. I have a feeling I'm going to cry again, though I really, NF's music hits me so deep. I really don't, in order to keep it real, right? I want to just be real about what I'm about to check out. And chances are it's going to make me cry. But obviously there's so much more to the emotions that his music evokes. And I'm most likely going to try to listen to most of it throughout the song, and then we'll talk about it in the end, and just take apart the lyrics a little bit. So without further ado, We are ready to go. As I always say, guys, like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend if this ministered to you, if this brought you joy, some peace. Check out my links below if you want to support. There's a PayPal link. There is my own music channel, Rose E Songs on YouTube. It's a small channel. It's growing slowly but surely. This is where my time and my energy is going. But subscribe, like, share, guys. Stay tuned for lots of stuff. I'm working on some merch. I'm working on building my Patreon, trying to get memberships going for this channel. So in the meantime, if you want to support and check out those links, just being here means the world to me, guys. I'm mind blown how this channel is growing. I would have not thought that this would take off the way it did. And it really means a lot to me because I enjoy this so much. But also, yeah, it just means a lot that these videos bring you joy. So let's dive right in. I'm wondering what this is about. NF, Just Like You. Okay, here we go.
Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day, I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not.
Stop. We'll go back. He's singing. Y'all told me that he does that too. Okay, this is cool. This already has a different vibe right now than the songs I've listened to so far. So I'm glad I'm checking this out today.
Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day, I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. It's strange the way the mind can wander, but also stop the gossip and chat with memories that you and me aren't really fond of. Maybe you're out to find love, maybe you lost who you was, maybe you're just like me and feel the need to stay in your rut. Cause if you left it, you might feel like you're no longer you. It's so impressive the way the mind can play with the truth. It's interesting that nobody can walk in your shoes but still relate and feel the same, so in a way, guess we do. You ever think about what it would be like if the clouds were gone and you could see light? If the door was open, would you take flight? Or just close the curtains up and stay inside? Take a walk with me, take a risk with me. I'm scared too, and it gets so tempting when you're so empty to disown everything you hold. Dealing when you know clearly you've been so buried in your own fairy tale. The soul's tearing, but your holes in me, I relate to it. But in case you've been thinking no one does, here's a great theory. Throw a Hail Mary, let your mind fly to the sunrise. Could be so scary, make your faith vary. Feel the pain glaring, but the weight carried ain't in vain. Hear me? Hear me? Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day, I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. So often I feel desperate, I think my heart's infected. How about yours, how about yours, how about yours? I guess it, you feel the best when your life is hectic. You might be destined to stay defective, so join the club, it ain't that hard to get in. It's hard to leave though, look at the guest list. I bet that your name is on it, don't believe me, check it. See, dead ends in life we come to tend to raise some questions. Suggestion, know that your feelings might give wrong directions. Infested, yeah, with the feeling of failure. Let it take over your body, it makes you question the life that you have. Situations you might have enjoyed become nothing but dated, old and forgotten. But what would you say if I told you that there was some hope we could make it? I know what you're thinking, I'm thinking it too. Could you really improve and be something worth saving? See, I can pretend like I have all the answers, but none of us do. It's the reason we battle, convincing yourself that you don't really matter. It's like feeding a cancer and letting it travel to every part of you. But what if we did the unthinkable and cancel our trips? What's achievable depends on the risk, so pick up your chin and listen to this. Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day, I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. Yeah. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that that's alright. It's the rainy days that give us love for the sun, and if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing it does. Yeah. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that that's alright. It's the lows in life that make you cherish the highs, and if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing the light. Hey! Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you.
Hey, okay. Yo, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm actually really glad that I checked this out before. I'm really glad I checked this out before I continue the journey. Next, I want to check out intro one and the different intros and the different pieces on the journey so I can understand the storyline better. But I'm glad I checked it out. Shout out today to Show Yourself a Man. That's I'm really glad that I that was his suggestion. Really glad that I checked this out because I feel like it was a little bit of I don't know if I like the word palate cleanser in this context because there was no cleansing needed. But in the sense of a lot of the songs I've been listening to from NF so far have been so deep, so meaningful. I would often just be caught sobbing and crying, which, check those videos out. But this one it was meaningful, it was special, it was profound, but the beat, the melody, hearing Nate sing for the first time, because y'all told me he does that, and I'm really excited I got to hear it. He's got a good voice. Like, I like the sound of his voice. There's a little bit of raspiness. It was cool. It was fun. The melody's catchy. It really has that. In Germany, we say Ohrwurm, earworm. It has like that catchy phrase where, plays on repeat in your mind. I can't think of the English word right now, but I'm sure you will let me know in the comments. But it had a really catchy phrase. The lyrics were really special. When I heard the title, Just Like You, I thought it was going to be something about, you're great and wonderful just the way you are, right? Like, be yourself. But then instead it was more like, hey, there's millions of us just like you. And I think the encouragement meant here is pretty obvious, obviously. Basically, you're not alone, right? Not in the sense that there's millions just like you're not important, right? You're not a copy because you ain't. But the message of you are not alone, right? You're not drowning in a sea where you're the only one facing these problems. Your feelings are valid. What you're going through is valid. So I think sometimes, for me personally at least, depending on my mood and where I'm at mentally, it could be taken either way, right? On one hand, there's days where I really want to feel like I'm an individual. I'm standing out, doing something significant. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to feel like what I'm saying and doing matters. And I think sometimes that's a result of having felt invalidated in the past, having felt maybe like you were told your pain wasn't enough, wasn't significant, or compared to others wasn't valid. That's a lie, because it is. But then the flip side of that is that feeling of feeling alone, feeling like you don't belong, right? So while we want to be individuals and unique, we want to belong. And sometimes, especially in a society where there's a lot of lies floating around, a lot of confusion, and it just seems to be getting worse out there, there is sometimes really a need to be reminded you are not alone. I need to tell you this. And even in the beginning and in that hook and that chorus he keeps singing, just in case my car goes off the highway or the plane that I get on decides it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, which is so cool because he's leaving a legacy. It's almost like when it's my time to go, I'm leaving something behind for you. When you're alone, you feel afraid. You're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. So again, that theme here is you are not alone, right? It's gonna be okay. You are not the only one that isn't all right, that isn't okay right now. Millions of us just like you. There's millions of us just like you. And then he goes in the verses and he's rapping. It's strange the way the mind can wander, but also stop to gossip and chat with memories that you and me aren't really fond of. Maybe you're out to find love. Maybe you lost who you was. Maybe you're just like me and feel the need to stay in your rut. Because if you left it, you might feel like you're no longer you. Interesting, right? Can anybody relate to that? Let me know in the comments below. Do you ever feel like you may lose yourself if you get out of a rut and if you don't have that routine and the familiarity and the consistency? Right? We're all different. Some of us look for the spontaneous and the adventure to feel ourselves, afraid that if we get stuck in a rut, we're stuck and we're caged. And for others, it might be the opposite. It might be feeling that if we don't have that routine, if we don't have that structure, if you leave what you know, you'll no longer be yourself. It's so impressive the way the mind can play with the truth. It's interesting nobody can walk in your shoes but still relate. That's so cool because it's true. Nobody can literally walk in your shoes and know what you're going through, but we can relate and feel the same. So in a way, I guess we do, right? Because relating to other people is a way of walking in their shoes. You ever think about what it would be like if the clouds were gone and you could see light? If the door was open, would you take flight or just close the curtains up and stay inside? That also is really cool, thinking of the language he used in Mansion and trying to get out, the language that he used when he was burying how do you say that word, um graben in German. Speaking of German real quick, y'all, so when I was translating his last name Feuerstein, like literally translating it word for word, Firestone, Feuerstein, more correctly translated, and thanks to one of y'all, I was reminded of that, is Flintstone. Okay, so the actual correct translation is Flintstone, but I was giving you the literal Firestone, which kind of sounds cooler than Flintstone in my opinion. But anyways, Flintstone is the more accurate translation of his last name. But yeah, when he was burying fear, when he was I still feel like I'm saying that word wrong. When he was talking about mansion in the rooms. So this idea here of closing curtains, of hiding away or breaking out, make your faith vary, feel the pain glaring, but the weight carried ain't in vain. Hear me. See that kind of like poetic rhyming. May your faith vary, feel the pain glaring, but the weight carried. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's so cool. And I'm not rapping it like and saying it like the way he did and with that flow. And there was a cool melodic flow to how he was rapping. But it's just cool when you have those words that rhyme and that work together so well, not just in a literary sense for the word, but even for the meaning. And then goes back to the chorus, and then he says, so often I feel desperate, I think my heart's infected. How about yours? How about yours? How about yours? I guess if you feel the best when your life is hectic, you might be destined to stay defective. Oh, snap. Now yeah, that's really good. That's really relatable for me personally, because sometimes I feel safest, I feel good, or feel at my best when my life is hectic. And that's dangerous because sometimes we don't slow down long enough to become whole inside and to go figure out what's going on before it's too late, before we burn out or we're all flustered and don't even know where our anxiety came from in the beginning. You might be destined to stay defective. So join the club. It ain't hard. It ain't that hard to get in. It's hard to leave though. Look at the guest list. See, again, that analogy of easy to get in, hard to get out. Metaphors and, to me, similarities and parallels to mansion and that idea of a house and of being trapped somewhere. See, dead ends in life would come to tend to raise some questions. Suggestion: know that your feelings might give wrong directions. See, questions, suggestions, directions. It's so cool. Let it take over your body. It makes you question the life that you have. Situations. Could you really improve and be something worth saving? I feel like that can hit home for some people, me included at times in my life, right? When you wonder, am I really lovable? Like, sure, we use the word love in the English language so easily, right? We love pizza, we love God, we love each other, we love you love your spouse, you love your children, you love candy. In other languages, there's different words for the word love, even in Greek, right? You have phileo, agape, eros, different words that are used in different situations, right? And in English, we have that one word, like or love, though those two are not the same in my opinion. And I think sometimes in lower moments of our life, or when we have time to slow down, to not be so hectic, we have to deal with some of those questions. And for some of us, that comes up. Am I really lovable? Right? Not when I'm hectic and doing stuff and performing, but for who I am. Am I worth saving? Answer: yes, you are. See, I could pretend like I have all the answers, but none of us do. True. I added that and it rhymed. It's the reason we battle, convincing yourself that you don't really matter. Like feeding a cancer and letting it travel to every part of you. But what if we did the unthinkable and canceled our trips? Yo, so cool. What's achievable depends on the risk. So pick up your chin and listen to this. Just in case my car, and then it goes back to that chorus, right? In case my car goes off the highway, my plan, the plan that I get on decides it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone, there's millions of us just like you. And then it goes to that bridge in the end. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that that's all right. It's the rainy days that give us love for the sun. I agree with that, right? I know that's been said in different ways a lot, right? The dark makes us appreciate the light. Hard times make us appreciate the good times. You need the valleys and the mountains. And when you're feeling like crap, of course, we don't want to hear that, right? It's like, I didn't want to know that, really. But It's the truth though, right? It's what makes a beautiful painting, what makes beautiful work is contrast, right? If it was all black, I mean, of course, sometimes maybe that's fascinating, but only so much and so long. At some point, it's like the true art is going to be contrast, right? Even if it's black and white work, right? But there's contrast. That's when the real picture becomes visible. There's no picture visible if it's all white or all black. There's different colors and the light and the dark and the different shades that bring something together and make it beautiful. And the same goes for you. Your hard days, your good days, it's all part of your story. And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing it does. So interesting. He says that, and then he talks about I'll be fine believing it does, even if it's not the case. I'll hold on to believing that. And I find comfort in that too. Sometimes we don't know, but we hold on in faith, and that's okay. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that's all right. It's the lows in life that make you cherish the highs. See? And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing a lie. Okay, so really saying I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'll be fine believing it. And if it's not true, then I'll believe a lie. Like I'm gonna hold on to what I need to hold on to. And then back to the chorus. There's millions of us just like you. That was real catchy. That was really cool. Like good message. Fun, really fun to hear him sing. Very melodic. The rap was very melodic. It wasn't as aggressive or intense or as some of his other songs. And I love those too. Don't get me wrong. But this one was way more melodic, way more catchy when it comes to a melody that'll be stuck in your head. But I really enjoyed that. I like that a lot. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this video, what you think about this song, what does it mean to you, what did I miss? And stay tuned for more because I'm on a journey. I'm on a journey. Okay, anyways, I am having so much fun, if you can't tell. Okay, y'all. Thank you for stopping by, you guys, for tuning in and being part of this community. Shout out to all my ride or dies. Shout out to Show Yourself a Man for suggesting this. Finally got around to it, but I loved it. All right, guys, just remember you are not alone. There's a million of us just like you, and you are loved and you matter. I hope you know that today. Keep shining. Keep it real, y'all. I love you guys. See you soon. This was Rosalie Reacts. Until next time. Ayo!